Hi everyone, today I'm going to be sharing my top 5 most complimented perfumes. I don't know how I haven't done a video like this before, but it helps a little bit now that my collection is just kind of more curated and manageable. Obviously I kept the ones that get me a lot of compliments, but it's just not as much to sift through. Anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy this. If you're new, I'd love if you would consider subscribing. I also have like a beauty and lifestyle sort of channel. If you guys are interested in that, it's always linked in my description box. And let's get into these. So keep in mind, these are not necessarily like my favorite perfumes, though I do like all of them or I wouldn't have them. They're just the ones that other people compliment the most. Let's start with one that I surprisingly haven't had as long as some of these others, but every time I wear it, it gets me a compliment, like without fail, so I couldn't not put it in this video. This is the Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato. I just have this small size here, which I will get a big size once I finish this bottle, but it takes me a long time to get through a perfume. I'm not a big oversprayer and I don't wear it every single day when I'm at home. It just depends. Sometimes if I'm in the mood, I will, but that's why it takes me a long time to get through a perfume. It's so good. I really think it kind of surprised people in the end because when it was first released, there was a lot of hype around people wanting to try it. But then once people actually started reviewing it, it was a little bit, I don't know if I'd say controversial, but not everyone was the biggest fan of it. So the fact that it has become so popular and a lot of people say this is a compliment getter for them, I think really says a lot, because that's when you know it's a good scent, when that many people love it. For the actual scent, it's a pistachio, kind of creamy, sweet scent. I've said it before, when I first bought this perfume, I smelled that sort of citrus soapy note a little bit in the opening, and then it got sweeter as it dried down. I feel like my bottle has macerated or something because I don't really get that anymore. I just get sweet from the get-go, and it smells like a nutty, creamy, kind of whipped cream, milky sort of vibe to it. It's not so intensely heavy, but it's definitely a sweet gourmand. That's what I would classify it as. And when I wear this, I get all kinds of different comments. Maybe it's just my skin, maybe it's more in the dry down, but people will smell like food kind of when they smell this. My husband has said it smells like s'mores to him. People have literally thought there were baked goods in the room, and then they realized it was just my perfume. So I do feel like it has that very gourmand scent, but there's something about it. Maybe it's the nuttiness, but it doesn't have a super heavy, intense, like weigh you down sort of scent, if that makes any sense. I feel like there is a perfuminess to it, but for some reason, other people around me just tend to like get food notes from it, but like in a good way. People say I smell really good. I don't know. This one just is such a crowd pleaser, and I really like to reach for it when I don't know what else to wear because I know that people are going to like it. I know that I really like it. This was a love at first sniff for me, honestly, and I had watched some of the reviews that weren't super positive, but I still fell in love with this the minute that I smelled it. So this is actually one that I really, really love, even though it also gets me a lot of compliments and is loved by other people, which is great, obviously. Because I haven't been doing perfume videos as much in the last year until the last month or so, I haven't talked about that one as much, but some of these other ones are going to be really kind of predictable. I've talked about them before. So just keep that in mind if you watch a lot of my videos. This one is actually just really popular in general. I know tons of people get compliments on this one. It's the Valentino Donna Born in Roma, and this one is just that sweet, feminine, kind of like fruity floral, but there's also a bourbon vanilla note in this, so it has that kind of vanillic base. But I really think what stands out to me in this a lot, I've said it before, is the black currant. So it has that tart, sweet, just like alluring scent to it. And I think another thing that really makes people notice this one is the fact that it has such good performance. The longevity and projection on this one is really, really good. And I just feel like you can smell it. It's like creates a cloud of scent around you. So someone always comments on this one when I wear it. Like another one that pretty much every single time I wear it, someone compliments me. I will say my husband hasn't really commented on this one. I feel like I get more compliments from women I don't know that he dislikes it. I don't know if I've ever asked him to smell it and give his opinion, but it is a little bit strong, and that's not his like favorite thing all the time. I think he tends to like sweeter things or more soft things. This is definitely a pretty intense perfume, but not in like a headache inducing way, in my opinion. I just think if you like a really soft scent, this probably isn't going to be for you, but it will get you compliments. I haven't heard of a single person that has this perfume that hasn't gotten compliments on it. It's just one of those scents, and I know a lot of people say it smells similar to a lot of other perfumes and scent profiles, and that is true, but I do feel like it's still its own scent. I feel like there's something special about the combination of the performance and the sweet scent that really stands out to other people when you're wearing it. So really love that one. Back to another gourmand scent. This was a no-brainer for me. Again, just I get so many comments on this one. It's the Billie Eilish perfume. This one is pretty easily accessible and it's pretty affordable. It's a celebrity perfume, obviously, so I do really like that because it's not hard to get your hands on. The lid is a little bit hard to get off on this, so just keep that in mind. And the bottle's probably not going to be for everyone, but I think it's pretty. I don't have anything against it at all. And the scent is just sweet, fluffy, powdery vanilla. It's definitely just a good staple vanilla, but there is a little bit more to it in the sense that it's more on the fluffy, kind of creamy side. There is a cocoa note in here or like chocolate or something, so I think it creates this like powdery, creamy vibe. It's not like a burnt sugar vanilla or even really a vanilla extract. It's not really dense sugary. It's very sweet, but it's a little bit more like fluffy and cakey, honestly, in my opinion. I have a sample of the Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. I always have trouble saying that, but that perfume smells so much like this to me. Obviously, it's not exact, but this is a pretty good dupe in my opinion. I've worn that one multiple times, and every time I just feel like opening and dry down. It just kind of gives me a similar vibe to this one. Maybe not everyone agrees with that. I'd love to know what your thoughts are if you've smelled both. I don't know why, but I kind of get this like cakey, powdery scent from both of them. They're just really good vanillas. Obviously, this one is a lot more affordable and it gets me a lot of compliments. I don't know if it's just my skin, but people have commented that it doesn't smell like a super generic vanilla, kind of like there's a little bit of a spicy or smoky element to it. And I think that could be my skin pulling out those notes, because even though there are spicy notes in here, I don't think everyone smells that or gets that from this perfume, because it really does just smell like a sweet vanilla. I don't think it smells like pink sugar because, again, it's not burnt sugar. It doesn't have that licorice. It's more of a fluffy cake, sort of like airy, powdery vanilla with a little bit of chocolate in there. So that's what I get from this one. Again, crazy how similar to my nose that it is to Bianco Latte. If I had a bottle of that, I'd be curious if it got me as many compliments as this one, because I haven't gotten a compliment yet on the sample that I've worn. So kind of curious. I feel like I've worn a lot of it, so I don't know if it's just that I haven't been around the right people or what. I don't get a compliment every single time I wear a perfume. Obviously, it depends like where you are and who you're with and things like that, but I would be curious to see what other people think in comparison to that. Okay, so we're getting close to the end. I will say I did sort of cheat a little bit because technically I have 6 scents here to mention. One of them is a body spray though, but it gets as many compliments as the perfumes here, so I felt like I had to mention it. And then one of the last perfumes is also actually a travel spray, so I'll talk about that first. This is the Maison Margiela Replica by the Fireplace. And this is such a unique scent. It's a sweet vanilla, but it also has this like woody, kind of burnt wood fireplace note. It's interesting. It's called By the Fireplace, so it makes sense. I think there's chestnut in here, and that's what's really giving off that scent profile. But it's obviously not going to be for everyone because of that. I think some people smell this and they get like candle from it. Personally, I love this on my body because it's still a sweet vanilla, but it just has a little bit of that woody, smoky quality to it that I personally really like, and other people like it on me. I definitely get compliments a lot on this one. sometimes people will ask, oh, what is that? That's interesting, but they like it, you know? It's just, I think, intrigues people. And I also know multiple people who have bought this perfume that really like it, and a lot of the people I know aren't really super into fragrance, but I think this is one that just stands out. If you like warm, cozy, wintry scents, I think you would like this. Maybe not if you hate any type of gourmand. Even though this isn't like traditionally gourmand, it's definitely different, but excuse me, my throat might be sounding a little off because I feel like I've been talking for a while, and I've smelled a lot of perfumes today because I've been going through some samples for an upcoming video, which I'm very excited about. But anyways, that's just a side note. I am pretty much done with this little travel size that I have, so I'm gonna need to pick up a full bottle for next winter at some point because I feel like this is a staple in my cold weather collection. All right, last perfume, and then I'll show you guys the body spray I was talking about. This is one of those perfumes I've talked about for years, but I know it's not super popular anymore, at least. I honestly just feel like Jo Malone's popularity has dwindled a little bit in the last few years, but this is from Jo Malone, and it's the Blackberry Bay scent. And this one, if you smelled it, you know, it's like a natural kind of scent, like fresh picked blackberries with kind of an herbally tone and a fresh grapefruit note. It's very refreshing. It's not sweet. The blackberry is a true natural blackberry. It's not like a sweet gourmand blackberry. It's kind of hard to explain that if you don't know, but it's just nature-esque in a way. And I think the reason this one gets me compliments is because it's so soft yet kind of fresh and just a little bit unique even on the skin. So it just pulls people in, but it's not too much or anything like that. The people that give me compliments on this tend to usually be people that like softer scents and don't go for really strong perfumes. So I think that's part of it. My husband has liked this one ever since I've had it. Again, he's not really big on super strong scents, and even though he tends to like sweeter scents in general, he really likes this one. And I think it's because even though it's a freshie, it's done in a very soft, natural way, so it doesn't smell like laundry soap, if you know what I mean. He cannot handle that type of scent at all. We do not use like Tide laundry soap. Mostly we use unscented laundry soap, honestly, or something more natural, just because honestly we're both pretty sensitive to that Tide laundry smell. It's a little bit strong and nauseating, so he doesn't like freshies most of the time because they kind of give off that strong note. This does not have that at all. It's very soft. I will say I've never had a stranger compliment me on this because it doesn't have really great projection. It's more of a close personal scent. So if you know someone and they're kind of in your space or like within where the scent bubble would be, they would smell this and compliment you, but it's not gonna project a long ways. It doesn't have super great longevity either. I definitely overspray this one a lot, and I spray it on my clothes. That is one thing about Jo Malone, and I think it's part of why they've lost some of their popularity, is because the longevity on a lot of them isn't super great. But I really like this one nonetheless. I've liked it for years. I will continue to use it and just overspray it. And this is another one of those that when I don't know what to wear, but I kind of just want a soft, clean scent, I'll go for this because it's very much an easy reach for me. Okay, last one. This is the body spray. It's going to be probably a little bit predictable, but out of all my body sprays, this is definitely my most complimented for sure. It's from Sol de Janeiro, but believe it or not, it's not the original 62. It is the 68. This is the one that, in my opinion, smells like Burberry Her, but a little bit better even. I decluttered my Burberry Her perfume after I got this because I actually liked it more, and it has pretty good performance too. For a body spray, I think all of these have pretty good performance, but for some reason, this one gets me even more compliments than the 62, even though I've had the 62 longer and I've worn it more often. This is just one of those crowd-pleasing scents. It has a little bit of that DNA like the Burberry Her or even Cloud, just like almost the airy quality, but then it also has like a fruity sweetness to it, and it's still soft and feminine. It's not too strong. My husband really likes this one. It just gets a lot of compliments in general. I don't know if there's anyone who could dislike this, unless you're like a fragrance snob and you're really picky. I feel like in general, this is a crowd pleaser, and it's just a soft, sweet, feminine scent that everyone loves. I couldn't not mention this, like I said, because it gets me as many compliments as these perfumes, but I couldn't really replace one of these perfumes with it because these are all also very complimented. So it was kind of hard to narrow it down, but hopefully you guys don't mind. That's going to be it for this video. Definitely looking forward to doing more perfume content in the future. Again, I'd love to have you here if you're new and you haven't subscribed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.